I'm going to try it without the mic, is that better? Yeah. I'll leave it without the microphone. Look, I'm very fortunate. It's a great honour to be here because I got to know Anne Williams and used to regularly speak to her during her illness. And the fortitude of the woman is something that, for me, will always be really inspiring. A woman who wouldn't give up, and that banner on the cop says it all, doesn't it? A true Iron Lady, somebody who encapsulated the spirit of what mothers will do for their children. And it's that unconditional love, that never giving up, that not accepting the fact that she knew all along what some people had said was the facts were never the true facts, and the reality was that she never ever picked up that death certificate for her son because it had the words on it, accidental death, and we all knew that it was never an accident, and we were proven right. And I was there at the High Court alongside Anne and many others, people here. And I'll never forget when the original verdicts were quashed, and she said to me genuinely, she said, I'm looking forward to the day when I can pick up Kevin's death certificate and it has unlawful killing. And unfortunately for her, she never saw that day. But she passed the baton over, and there's a whole generation of people, including Anne's daughter who's here today, who never ever would ever give up until that day arrived. And we all saw that tremendous occasion in Warrington when the verdict was announced, and the feeling in that room that day, honest to God, in my whole life I don't think that I'll ever feel such a palpable sense of relief. There was no triumphalism, it was relief, because a massive cloud had been lifted from people who knew for 26 years I think at that time, that a orchestrated cover-up had resulted in those terrible slays and lies. And there are people here today who are the true heroes of what happened on the 15th of April 1989, and that was the fans, those who fought to save the lives of their fellow supporters. It has to be said, whilst people who were charged, who were paid for our safety, stood by and watched helplessly. And those people, I said in my speech in the Commons, were the heroes, not the villains. And it's about time that they received the recognition that today's plaque is finally about to do. To Danny and his campaign to try and find an appropriate place for this, I actually think this is probably one of the best locations it possibly could ever end up as. The throughput of passengers in here is greater than anywhere outside of London, and it's in a location where people, if they wanted to, can come over and just quietly remember what happened all those years ago. So Danny, thanks very much for all you've done. The message on the plaque is really poignant. It says 2 words: thank you. And I can't think of anything more appropriate that any plaque could say to all those people on that day. Thank you all for coming. And Danny, over to you.
I'd like to just introduce Stevie Hart. He wants to say a few words before moving. Sorry to mess you up.
No, it's okay. That's a bit when you because I was going to do this off the top of my head, but I can't remember it now, so